Okay, everybody, just doing a little quick overview of, not a proper review, of this FX, of the barrel tensioning kit for the FX Impact M3 and the Mark II and the Mark 1, I believe. You can use it all on. Something that I've waited about a month to purchase, for it to be delivered from the Sportsman Gun Centre. As it is with these things, you have to wait sometimes. FX bring things out, and us mere mortals have to wait our turn. But yes, it arrived. It comprises of this carbon fibre tube. There's a jam nut here. I'll just take that silencer off and you'll have a better view at what it is. This is the standard FX. Oh, there goes the silencer. Yep, so you've got a jam nut there. That screws in to the actual barrel that's on the inside. As you remember, there's a threaded section on the front of the barrel and the crown. That screws in there and provides tension all the way back to, if you can see under here, those two screws there, that is the barrel holder, this here, that you will then fit onto your FX. You screw these screws down, 20 foot-pounds of torque, I believe is what it is. You tighten that jam nut up about a quarter of a turn, maybe half turn. Everything's different for each rifle. Just be careful you don't put too much force down on it, and then you will get a pretty damn stiff, that's me putting a fair bit of pressure on there. It's a little bit of flex on there. You could expect that for a fully floating barrel, but I mean, obviously this isn't properly fully floating barrel because it's a bullpup, but there you go. Yeah, so does it work? Yes, it works. I'm finding that there's a little bit like weight saving going on here, but I must say there is a big increase in the muzzle crack coming out from this gun, especially considering I've got this rifle tuned at the moment to shoot 41 grain pro hunter slugs at 960. One thing you're not hearing from anybody who is reviewing these things and, you know, and showing you how to install them and everything. I wasn't going to do an installation video, but I'll just talk about it. But what you're not seeing is, and it could be obvious to a few people, but not obvious to me because I'm a moron, but there is a massive amount of muzzle crack increased. So much to the point that I have to wear ear protection now when shooting this gun at this tune. It's probably something that's very obvious to a few others, but that shroud, the factory shroud that fits over the barrel, that comes straight from the factory, is a great bit of kit, and it does its job. With this works in a different way. Obviously it stiffens things up, but you are getting a hell of a crack. I don't think there's any point me filming this. I don't have a sound decibel meter, but to hand, but just trust me when I say this thing is absolutely cracking when you're all going now. It's like firing a real rifle, if you want to call it a real rifle. I would say it's louder than a 2.2 rifle at the moment, and this is with the sound moderator on. Well, he's down on the floor there somewhere, but so maybe what I'm going to do is either try and come up with a way of getting the actual existing factory sleeve to fit over here. How I'm going to do that, I don't know. There's got to be some ideas on the internet, or maybe invest in a TRS rail, and then I think I saw somebody put a shroud on there somehow by a little bit of a modification, or get a bigger silencer. Bigger silencer is probably going to be the way ahead. Donny FL Fat Boy or something like that, maybe. I'm gonna have to really do my homework on it, but that's what the case is. That is the case. The gun is making a hell of a crack now. There's no at first when I first did this, I tuned it, checked my tune on a chronograph indoors, and I did think there might have been a bit more recoil, but coming out tonight, that's all in my head, probably because of the extra sound that we're getting, is making my brain think that it's making more recoil, but it's not. It is cracking fair, but the harmonics and everything haven't really changed. The tune's good. The tune has stayed the same. At the re-zero, obviously, I found myself to be a little bit high and right putting in the barrel tensioning kit, but I re-zeroed, checked my tune, everything's still holding at 25 yards through the same hole, more or less. But 100 yards, yep, all the same again. So I validated that. That's generally the range I'll shoot at. Most furthest I'll shoot with this gun, 150. you know, it's probably the limit really what you should be doing for pest control and stuff to cause any woundings. But yeah, I'm impressed with it. It is definitely stiffening things up, but it does need saying, I keep saying it, it is making a hell of a crack. So be prepared to maybe either invest in a better sound moderator or go on the internet and see what maybe about adapting a shroud just to cover things over. There's a lot of ideas out there. The beauty of these guns is that you can actually change a few things. Some of it can you change quite cheaply, actually, to be honest. This tensioning kit was 77 quid, come with a barrel holder in there, carbon fibre tube, jam nut, and it does what it's supposed to do. I'm not finding much of a difference in accuracy in my tune as it is. I am shooting off of this, and the groups are to be what I'm expecting at 100 yards with this. I'm not getting everything through the same hole. Get down in the prone position, then that's a different story. But generally, this is how my shooting is. So if I'm getting sub MOA, maybe a bit further, I'm happy with that. Some people are, what they're doing is employing the new FX power block and the new heavy tungsten hammer in conjunction with this tensioning kit and upping their velocity on their 2.2 slugs. So far I've not seen anything on 0.25 slugs. Not saying it's not going to work, but I would like to see if anybody has achieved those type of velocities. We're talking 1,050 feet per second. Me personally, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to keep things as they are. I'm getting these slugs going at a 960 and they're doing everything I need to. I don't really want to just go and follow the trend and try to see if I can get 1,050 or whatever it is with these. I want to stay away from those velocity levels based on accuracy, how it is and how I know my gun works. But if anyone else wants to do that, be my guest. But otherwise, it's a great bit of kit. Like most things from FX, it's well made and it does what it's supposed to do. I would thoroughly recommend getting one. Be prepared for a little bit of a wait though. And as for that, if some of you lot get 0.25 and get a power block fitted and get that thing going at those sort of velocities and you're getting good accuracy, let me know in the comments below, because maybe I will persuade myself to do it. But as is at the moment, I'll keep things as they are. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I didn't want to do a big review installation and everything because everybody knows how to fit one of these. You can just look at Ernest Rowe and he tell you how to do it. There's no point me doing a thing that some million people have seen already. I'll say just get it fitted, check your zero, check your tune, see that your accuracy is the same. You might even improve it. But as far as that is concerned, I would definitely recommend getting one, but be prepared for increased muzzle crack and having to wear ear protection. But maybe you should argue that we should all wear ear protection anyway when we're shooting, but I'm finding it's not as loud as it was. Sorry, it's louder than it was. But yeah, let me know you get on with yours, and I will see you soon. Cheers.